So this is where all of the GPUs have been going, huh? All right, guys. So if you are a video gamer or you're just looking to build a personal computer so you can, do whatever it is that you do with your computer, you probably noticed that you're either having a hard time finding a quality GPU or CPU, or you can't find them at all, or they're being they're just being sold for these ridiculously high prices. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with all this stuff because you're brand new to tech and you're just learning all these cool terms here, this is one of the reasons as to why it's kind of complicated to find a good quality GPU and sometimes a CPU for, a relatively decent price. And this is directly tied to cryptocurrency that a lot of you guys out there are infatuated with because you all think you're going to become the next crypto millionaire, which I'm pretty sure you all will become. Anyways, let's check out why this is. It says, take a look inside the underground crypto mining farm in Ukraine with its 3,800 PlayStations and 5,000 computers. So, why in the world does this underground crypto mining farm have 3,800 PlayStation and 5,000 computers? Let's find out. Story goes on to say, a huge underground cryptocurrency mining operation has been busted by Ukraine police for allegedly stealing electricity from the grid. Police said they seized 5,000 computers and 3,800 game consoles that were being used in the illegal mine, the largest discovered in the country. The mine was in the city of whatever that is, and they stole as much as $259,300 in electricity each month. Wow. It says to conceal the theft, the operators of the mine used electricity meters that did not reflect their actual energy consumption. Such illegal activities could lead to power surges and left people without electricity. Police said the criminal proceedings had begun over the theft of water, electricity, and thermal energy. The mine was run by residents of this town, which is a city about 3 hours outside of the capital of Ukraine. Since photos released by state investigators show a room filled wall to wall with metal racks of neatly lined up computers and Sony PlayStation consoles. Along with the computers and consoles, officials said they have seized more than 500 graphic cards, 50 processors, and documentation on the site's electricity consumption. They also took notebooks, phones, flash drives, and other things. All right, so basically, for those of you who don't understand what's going on, but you know a little something about cryptocurrency because you're out there on Coinbase or various other cryptocurrency trading platforms buying coins because you feel like you're about to get rich. Well, these are the people, not just these people, but these are one of the groups of people around the world that are responsible for creating these coins so that you can go out there and hopefully live your wildest fantasies, right? When you cash out. But what happens is you have basically what you call crypto miners. These are the people who essentially mine Bitcoin. And I'm using Bitcoin in reference to all cryptocurrencies because it's just too many cryptocurrencies to name. So we're just going to call it all Bitcoin. But they have to go out there and mine cryptocurrency. Now, how they do this is they have to use a bunch of computers where they have a lot of computing power to where they have to essentially go out there and solve mathematical problems, or at least that's what I'm led to believe, so that they can produce a cryptocurrency that will go to market. At least that's my understanding of it based off of previous knowledge. But being that I don't know everything about everything, I decided we're going to go look up as to exactly how do crypto miners make money? Like, how does this whole thing work? So let's check this out. So we come on over to this website, Investopedia. How does Bitcoin mining work? So what is Bitcoin mining? This is the process by which new Bitcoins are entered into circulation, but is also a critical component of the maintenance and development of the blockchain ledger. It is performed using very sophisticated computers that solve extremely complex computational math problems. Cryptocurrency mining is painstaking, costly, and only sporadically rewarding. Nonetheless, mining has a magical appeal for many investors interested in cryptocurrency because of the fact that miners are rewarded for their work with crypto tokens. This may Maybe because entrepreneurial types see mining as pennies from heaven, like California gold prospects in 1849. And if you're technically inclined, why not do it? Goes on to say, however, before you invest time and equipment, read this explainer to see if mining is really for you. And then they say they're going to focus on Bitcoin. So let's skip down to the good stuff. So it says how to mine Bitcoin. So miners are getting paid for their work as auditors. They are doing the work of verifying the legitimacy of Bitcoin transactions. This convention is meant to keep Bitcoin users honest and was conceived by its founders, Satoshi Nakamoto. By verifying transactions, miners are helping to prevent double spending problems. So double spending is a scenario in which Bitcoin owners illicitly spend the same Bitcoin twice. With physical currency, this isn't an issue. Once you hand somebody a $20 bill to buy a bottle of vodka, you no longer have it. So there's no danger you could use the same $20 bill to buy lottery tickets next door. While there is the possibility of counterfeit cash being made, it is not exactly the same as literally spending the same dollar twice. With digital currency, however, as Investopedia explains, there is a risk that the holder could make a copy of the digital token and send it to a merchant or another party while retaining the original. So you got the ledger out there, and these Bitcoin miners, just like this thing said, aside from mining Bitcoin, they are responsible for making sure all the transactions are honest. Now, how that works, I legit have no clue. But that's what their role is, and I guess they get rewarded in some type of manner for doing so that you all can go out there and, do whatever it is you do with cryptocurrencies. It says, once a miner has verified 1 megabyte worth of Bitcoin transactions known as a block, those miners are eligible to be rewarded with a quantity of Bitcoins. The 1 megabyte limit was set by its founder and is a matter of controversy, as some miners believe the block size should be increased to accommodate more data, which would effectively mean that the Bitcoin network could process and verify transactions more quickly. It says, note that verifying 1 megabyte worth of transactions makes a coin miner eligible to earn Bitcoin, but not everyone who verifies transactions will get paid out. Oh, that's interesting. It says 1 megabyte of transactions could theoretically be as small as one transaction, though this is not at all common, or several thousand. It depends on how much data the transaction takes up. It says, so after all the work of verifying transactions, I might still not get any Bitcoin for it. It goes on to say that's correct. To earn Bitcoins, you need to meet 2 conditions. One is a matter of effort and one is a matter of luck. So you have to verify approximately 1 megabyte worth of transactions, and then you have to be the first miner to arrive at the right answer or closest answer to a numeric problem. This process is known as proof of work. Okay, so now I guess we're going to get into explaining how this actually works, because I legit have no clue. So it says, what do you mean? The right answer to a numeric problem? Says the good news, no advanced math or computation is involved. You may have heard that miners are solving difficult mathematical problems. That's not exactly true. That's exactly what I heard. It says what they're actually doing is trying to be the first miner to come up with a 64-digit hexadecimal number, or a hash, that is less than or equal to the target hash. Is basically guesswork. It says the bad news is guesswork, but with the total number of possible guesses for each of these problems being on the order of trillions, it's incredibly arduous work. In order to solve a problem first, miners need a lot of computing power. To mine successfully, you need to have a high hash rate, which is measured in terms of mega hashes per second, gigahashes per second, and terahashes per second. So they're out here doing all this stuff with these hashes, doing these guesses. And this thing just said you need a lot of computing power. So we come back over to this article over here. Well, this explains why these guys are consuming $250,000 worth of electricity each month. And they have over 3,800 PlayStations and 5,000 computers. Basically, instead of one person with one computer trying to go out there and compete with all these other computers to see who could be the first person to solve a hash so that you can quote unquote mine at least 1 megabyte worth of data for the ledger, or however the process works. If you have 5,000 computers and 3,800 PlayStations, in addition to buying other GPUs to add onto these computers, well, now you have a 5,000 times advantage over somebody who has one computer who's trying to compete in this game. So this is why those of you who are into building computers or playing games, all last year you were dealing with the headache of dealing with overpriced GPUs GPUs, or you couldn't find you a good quality GPU, because these people are out here building these mining farms and just going to town trying to mine Bitcoin for profit. And this is all over the world, man. They got these things set up in China where it's looking like this right here. You got this dude standing on one of these little lift things here. Just all of this is dedicated towards mining Bitcoin, y'all, or mining cryptocurrency. All of this stuff, to the point where it says China is cracking down because these jokers got full-blown operation. They're just sucking all the fossil fuels out the ground in order to mine Bitcoin. And for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin does have a cap. They say that there are currently 18 million Bitcoins in circulation, and there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins ever mined. But the last Bitcoin is not projected to be mined until the year 2140, after all of us are long dead and gone. And this article goes on to explain how the process works, how they're able to slow down the mining. It can get into some complicated stuff that we're not going to talk about here. But I just wanted to make this video real quick just to kind of explain somewhat to newbies out there about some other uses of computers other than you out here trying to play video games or surf the internet, especially if you're trying to get into building computers. Unfortunately, in these days, you might come across issues with trying to get a quality CPU or GPU at a very decent price, because you have a bunch of crypto miners out there who are buying up GPUs and CPUs to where they have bots already set in place to make bids on websites like Newegg, to where they're snatching all these things up by the dozens so that they can build these crypto mines to go out there and mine Bitcoin, which in turn, they end up stealing a lot of electricity if they're doing it illegally, or, whatever it is that they got going on. But I just wanted to highlight this as just another interesting aspect about IT and what goes on beyond just the standard ransomware attacks or the standard computer builds. You got stuff going on out there like this right here, man. It's very fascinating though. And if you're into cryptocurrency, well, now you kind of have an idea somewhat as to how crypto coins are being mined, because I talk to a lot of people that are into cryptocurrency and they have no idea how these things are created. I'm under the impression they think they just materialize out of thin air. But then again, you don't really necessarily need to be concerned with how they're made if all you're doing is trying to buy them and trade them, or, hold on to them, or hodl, HODL, as they like to say, in hopes of cashing out in the future so you can become a crypto millionaire. But for those of you who are interested in knowing how the other side works, where these coins come from, well, now you kind of have an idea. And look, this could be a one-man operation sitting in your spare bedroom where you got a dedicated computer that's dedicated to mining crypto. But you got to weigh the pros and cons, because oftentimes a lot of people who choose to go that route, they'll get paid a little bit of money here and there, but their electricity bill will eat up any profits that they make, because you're just burning electricity nonstop, even with one computer. Now you see these full-blown operations where people got 5,000 computers and these things are running 24 hours a day. These things are just sucking electricity off the grid like it's nobody's business. And in addition to, stealing electricity from other people and causing other issues on the grid, they're causing headaches for people out there like me who want to go out there and get him a GPU or a CPU so I can build me a supercomputer so I can make cool YouTube videos and look at myself all day. These are just some of the unintended consequences of the cryptocurrency craze that we're currently dealing with. You got people out here doing this right here. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you all real quick, especially for those of you who are new to IT. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Also hit the like, share, and subscribe button on your way out, and I will holler at you on the next video. Peace.